In this particular lesson, I'm going to take a little bit of a diversion. And so what I'm going to talk about really is how to organize your life utilizing Excel. Of course, the title of this lesson, Lesson 4, is The Advanced Use of Formulas. But I'm going to go ahead and just save that for you to read. There will be some questions you'll need to answer with regard to that. That is an important lesson. But I want to really allow you to spread your wings into a much broader use of Excel spreadsheets that can really have high value not only for your work life but for your personal life. So I have Windows Explorer here on a PC. I'm going to do a right click. Some of you haven't seen this, but what you can do is on many PCs and on Macs there's something similar. You can go to New, and then many times you have Excel listed in the little menu. And so I'm going to click there. That's just another way of creating a new Excel document. I'm going to right click on it, and then I'm just going to click on rename. I'll click rename, and I'm going to say Donnie's Priorities. And so there's my Excel file. I'll double click on this. It opens up for me, and I see all of the rows and the cells that are there. Now, in this entire realm of being able to organize your life, a lot of people, they start with this. They take a schedule. They'll say, Donnie's schedule. And then they'll go ahead and they'll type Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then, they have their times down the side. So you may wake up at 6 a.m. and then goes all the way to bedtime, which is like 10 p.m. Now, I know some of you probably need to enlarge your screen. Go ahead to the bottom right, click on the little square of the YouTube, and enlarge it so you can see what I'm doing. But just to help you a little bit, down here at the right in this bar, remember what this bar is called? That's right, the status bar. You can go ahead and move this little lever to the right. That is if you're in a later version of Excel. And it will actually zoom things in for you. So let's see if I can go ahead and do that. That's interesting. It's not actually zooming things for me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and let's go to View. And it looks like the zoom is also grayed out. So you know what I'm going to do? And you'll have to do this when you're in front of your class and they think you're the Excel expert and they're like, maybe he doesn't know what to do yet. Just go ahead and click somewhere in the middle. And basically what that'll do is it kind of will refresh your positioning, and you'll notice the zoom here is now working and the little zoom here is working. So I'm going to move this to the right, and that should enlarge my screen, and lo and behold, it does. Okay, so we only see Monday through Friday right now. For the sake of your being able to just see things in a little bit larger text, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go under the Home tab, click here, and I'm going to highlight this in a particular color, and I click on that. That little bucket, that paint bucket, allows you to highlight things. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Most people, when they actually start to schedule their life, they create the days at the right, and then at the left they put the times. And then they go ahead and, put things of what they do. So wake up. And then if their class starts at 7:53, they, put breakfast in classrooms. Now, you may be all across the country, and some people are saying, what? Breakfast in the classroom? Well, in Los Angeles School District, we actually serve breakfast in the classrooms. Now, I don't know how long that policy will take place. Teachers feel differently about having to do that, and I'm not going to get into the politics of that. But let's say that's what you have to do in your classroom. And then you say, like, at 8:10, we're going to do math. At 9, we're going to go ahead and do English. And then you go through your list. Finally, you get out of your day, 3 p.m. If you're in Los Angeles, it's a drive home. You may have an hour drive in the traffic. And then you finally get home and, you may have to prepare dinner. And then, read that book that you've been wanting to read. Take that professional development course that you've trying to get PDs for or salary points. And then at about maybe 8 o'clock, you do what's really important to you, and that is do some artwork. Okay, so that becomes your schedule, and this becomes a nice little way to do things. But I want to show you how to use Excel in a different way. And what I want you to do is, after you watch this video, you're going to watch another video by a business consultant who's consulted for businesses around the country on how to organize your time. And I just want to make this one point that he says, and this is extremely helpful, and that is, if you don't write down what is occupying your mind, then eventually you will spend more time thinking about what you need to do and less time being productive than had you just written it down and trusted your system. So this matter of writing things down is a great starting point for organizing your time. Okay, so we have this sheet right here. I'm going to call it schedule. I'll rename it. Type schedule. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another sheet, and I'm going to call that things to get done. Okay, and then you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this tab first by moving it over here. So things to get done is first and schedule is second. Now get this. Being able to prioritize writing things down over scheduling them will actually help you clear your mind so that you can do what you need to do at work. And then when you get home, rather than carrying all the things in your mind that you have from work and bringing it home in your mind and yet not doing anything about those things, making no forward progress on them, but just getting more worried, actually, that won't happen if you use this system. Okay, so let's write the things I need to do. Okay, so let's just say I'm a 7th grade teacher. I need to, care for my family, particularly my 16-year-old son. Okay, I'm starting with the things that are important to me. Now, what's the next big thing that's on my mind? Yes, I need to write a proposal for a grant for our school. Okay, I need to handle Johnny's behavior problem. Okay, I need to plan a trip. I need to plan dinner. And then you go down this list and you make up all the things you have. There's a book you want to read. There's a place you want to go. And then what you do is you go ahead and you write a column and you say, next action to move this forward. So what you do is you take this particular concept, and let me go ahead and enlarge that again. And you say to yourself, okay, I need to care for my 16-year-old son. Well, what's the next thing he wants to do? Well, he wants to basically take lessons on rowboating. And the next thing I need to do for that is to call the UCLA Extracurricular Sports Program. Okay? I then do that with all of these. So book could be go to library and purchase the book entitled David Allen's Getting Things Done. Okay, so that's a book, and it's based on that book that I'm actually talking. So basically what you do is you have your list of things that are important, and then the next thing to move them forward. Okay, and then you go ahead and you can prioritize them. So this is the next important thing that's for me. So I'm going to put priority. I'm going to put 1 right there. The next thing that's really important to me, okay, maybe it's not important to my colleagues, but it's important to me. It's really to plan a very nice dinner tonight. Okay, so basically you have priority 1 and 2, and you've written them down. At that point, you can go to your schedule. And so care for your family, your 16-year-old, is priority 1. Plan your trip is priority 2. You go to your schedule and you say, you know what? When I get home, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to prepare dinner, is I'm going to call UCLA for the sake of my son. And because planning the trip, well, that's important, but it is a priority too. I'm going to do that actually in the morning of Wednesday, and I'll just say plan trip. Or did I say plan dinner? What was priority 2? Priority 2 is, yes, plan trip. Okay? And so then what you can do is you can fill this out with all the things that are important and highlight those most important things. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this item, go to this little bucket at the top right, and I'm going to highlight it in red. Okay? I'm going to go this item, and I'm going to highlight it in red also. And so when I come to a week that's important to me, I can go ahead and right away go ahead and look at my list and put it on my schedule. Now, we teachers have 0 time. We're trying to do all these different types of things. That's why I encourage you, don't get stuck on trying to make a schedule first. If you're like me, that hardly ever works. First, learn to just write down a list. Just begin your week. Maybe it's Sunday night, and you just write all the things that are important to you. And then you go ahead and you create an action item, and you schedule those action items. Okay, I wish I could show you a fully completed task list and schedule for your benefit, but I'm just going to pause you there, and I'm going to really encourage you to watch this TED Talk by David Allen, and go ahead and listen to him. And once you get the thought, I think you're going to really like the way he presents time management, which is much less cumbersome than a lot of the time management philosophies that I've read out there. Okay, and if you don't like it, no problem. Go ahead and email me if you found a better way to manage your time. At the end of the day, I just want to say this. When it's time to work, leave work at work. And when it's time to go home and face your family, leave your work at work again. Okay, maybe there's a better way of saying that. When you're at work, work, but when you're at home, take care of what's important to you and leave the things between your 7:53 time and your 4 p.m. time to work. And when it's after 4 p.m., enjoy what's important to you and have it written down. Otherwise, you'll never get around to it. Okay, thanks so much. Take care.